Hello, this is Sharon Miller, and I am presenting the topic of the Prophet Muhammad, the beginnings of Islam. The Prophet Muhammad was born in the year 570 AD in the town of Mecca to the Quraysh tribe. His father died shortly before he was born, and his mom lived until he was about 6 years old. He was illiterate and could not read or write. His name Muhammad is derived from the Arabic word hamad, which means to praise and to glorify. And it is said that his mother had a revelation before he was born that she should name her son this from the angel Gabriel. He is the originator of the Quran, and almost all depictions of him show him holding the Quran, this precious book of scriptures. In 610, the age of 40, Muhammad had his first revelation. By that time, he had a great reputation of being a good mediator and was gained the nickname of Al-Amin, the trusted one. At this time, he was also seeking solitude, so he would go into the mountains. And on one of these occasions, he was in the cave of Hira, where the angel Gabriel approached him and told him to read. And Muhammad said, "I can't read," because he's illiterate. And after that proceeded the first recitation of the Quran. After his revelation, he was afraid for his life and returned home and confided in his wife Khadija. Khadija is one of the first believers of Islam. Unfortunately, 3 years later, when he brought this new revelation to the streets, it was not well received because that area practiced polytheism. They had many gods, and suddenly to hear that there was only one God, it was very improbable to them, and they started to persecute all the early believers. So Muhammad sent some of the earlier believers to Abyssinia to a Christian king who would receive them well. And this alliance didn't sit well with the leaders of Mecca, and they increased their persecution until Muhammad left Medina. Historic Yathrib was a city of unrest, and it was in a time where the leaders needed a mediator, and they knew of Muhammad's great skills, and they recruited him, and he was happy to help them. And this is how he gained some loyalty and was able to spread Islam. So Medina, historic Yathrib, is the first community of Muslim. After this, Mecca was not too happy. His influence was spreading, and so they decided to attack the Muslims. And the Muslims withstood their great opponents for 3 years until a treaty was established that recognized Muslim as a force of Arabia. In 630, this treaty was breached, and Muhammad led a peaceful march to Mecca. The people of Mecca expected him to slaughter them upon entering, but upon entering, he embraced the tribesmen and went into their tribes and destroyed their idols, because there was one God, and one God only, and their gods are false. And this symbolic gesture is probably the reason why Islam was so widely accepted after it. In 632, he led a pilgrimage to Mecca and returned to Medina, where he died. He is buried in the mosque in Medina, and it is interesting because Muhammad is said to have wanted a simple burial, but because he was so well honored, he was given this final resting place. And I believe that Islam, the reason it was able to spread so quickly in such a short amount of time is because rather than focusing on the color of the skin or the religion of a person, Islam was about who a person is, and it was uniting a divided nation into one nation of faith. And that is why Islam is so popular today.